Miss Williams, you are live.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Moody. Good morning. My name is Shalithia Williams, and I am the coordinator of theater at Miles College here in Birmingham/Fairfield, Alabama. And this morning we are thankful to have a student from Samford University here in Birmingham, as well as a couple of students from Miles College. And they are theater majors, and they're going to present a couple of monologues, and then we will talk to them and ask them questions about their process, about why they chose theater, and anything else that someone in the audience may have. So at this time, I want to bring Allison Sims to the live world of Facebook and YouTube. And Allison is a prospective senior here at Miles College, and she is going to present a monologue from Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. So please enjoy. It says that her mic is muted and her camera's not on. Is that something with me? Oh, there she is.
Ain't nobody thinking about Bessie. I taught Bessie. She ain't doing nothing but imitating me. What I care about Bessie? I don't care if she said 1,000,000 records. She got her people and I got mine. I don't care what nobody else do. Ma was the first, and don't you forget it. I've been doing this a long time. And since I was a little girl. I don't care what nobody else do. That's what gets me so mad with Irvin. White folks try to put you up all the time. Too cheap to buy you a Coca-Cola. I let them know it though. Ma don't stand for no shit. Want to take my voice and trap in them fancy boxes with all them buttons and dials. And too cheap to buy me a Coca-Cola. It don't cost nothing but a nickel a bottle. They don't care nothing about me. All they want is my voice. Well, I done learned that. And they gonna treat me like I want to be treated, no matter how much it hurt them. They back there now, calling me all kinds of names, calling me everything but a child of God. But they can't do nothing else. They ain't got what they wanted yet. As soon as they get my voice down on the recording machines, then it's just like if I'm some whore and they roll over and put their pants on. Ain't got no use for me then. I know what I'm talking about. You watch. Irvin right there with the rest of them. He don't care nothing about me either. He been my manager for 6 years, always talking about sticking together. And the only time he had me in his house was to sing for some of his friends. If you color and you can make them some money, then you are right with them. Otherwise, you're just a dog in the alley. I done made this company more money from my records than all other recording artists they got put together. And they want to bark about how much this session costing them. I don't pay that kind of talk no mind. I don't pay that kind of talk no mind.
Thank you, Miss Sims. And next, we're going to have Miss Grayson Fisk from Samford University, and her monologue is called "It Takes Two to Boogie."
Okay. Imagine the most grotesque creature you have ever seen. 6'7", greasy hair, pasty white skin, eyes that glow an uncomfortable lime green, blood oozing out of every pore. The kind of creature you wouldn't wish your worst enemy to be in the very presence of. He brandishes a large knife and yeah, the boogeyman. Yeah, creepy dude. Exhibit A. Wait, you've seen Boogeyman? Well, how about Boogeyman 3? Ha! I thought not. You see, Boogeyman 3 was created by this indie company that literally makes the worst movies you can think of. You know, way too cheesy comedies, crazy predictable rom-coms, and horror movies that are actually really scary, not gonna lie. Oh, I'm sure Boogeyman 3 wasn't that scary. It's just that, well, I watched it once when I was 5. Victoria had brought a friend to sleep over, and she told me I couldn't watch the movie they were watching. She said it was inappropriate for girls my age. Well, naturally, I thought she was calling me a baby, as she often did, so I decided to sneak into her room and watch it. She still doesn't know that, though. I might tell her at the wedding. Anyways, I tried to be as quiet as I could. I crawled through the door and slowly pulled it closed, and they never noticed a thing. I was invisible. I was unstoppable. I'll show Victoria who's the baby, I thought. I crawled under her bed and watched the whole movie. And let me tell you, Harmony, I was petrified. The Boogeyman was more real and more terrifying than you can imagine. It's like in Inside Out when something super life-changing happens and a core memory pops up. It was that traumatizing. But what made it worse was not only was I scared of the Boogeyman, I was also scared to get found out. So I didn't scream. I didn't move. It took everything in my power to stay silent. I could not be seen. I had to try to be brave. So I watched the whole film. And I was so terrified, I couldn't stand back up. So I waited until the girls went to bed and slunk out silently, not waking anyone. Needless to say, I didn't get much sleep that night. I'm getting to that, okay? All right, fine. The Boogeyman is my future father-in-law. No, it's not a metaphor. Connor's dad played the Boogeyman in Boogeyman 3. Look it up. Rob Davis, actor, Boogeyman 3. He's been in other movies, but he eventually worked his way up to a manager position at that awful movie company, so he's always been super busy. That's why I never met his dad. And I'm meeting him and Connor for dinner next Monday. That's why I wanted to talk to you. Look, I love Connor, and I'm excited to spend the rest of my life with him. But honestly, I'm surprised I still haven't recovered from that memory. It just haunts me, and I don't want to tell Connor that his own father was the source of my childhood fear because I love him too much. I really am a baby, aren't I? I mean, really, there's nothing to be afraid of. I guess all that matters is I love Connor so much, I am willing to make Rob Davis part of my family. Even if I do end up telling Connor that story. I could even get his dad some cake or cookies or a gift card, something to welcome him home. So, do you have any advice on how to make small talk with the Boogeyman? Scene.
Okay, thank you, Miss Fisk. So at this time, we're going to bring back Miss Allison Sims, and we're going to also add Miss Rashante Hinton from Miles College to the conversation. So I would like to start with each of you introducing yourselves. Let us know if you are local or if you are out of state, and your classification. And we know that you're at either Samford or Miles. So let's start with Miss Hinton since we haven't heard from her. Okay, we'll start with Miss Hinton and then over to Miss Fisk, and then we'll end with Miss Sam. Okay, thank you.
Hello, my name is Rashanti Hinton. I'm a senior and I'm a theater major.
Local or out of state?
Yeah, I'm local.
Okay. Miss Fisk.
Hi, I'm Grayson Fisk, and I go to Samford, and I'm a theater major there, and I'm from Houston, Texas.
Okay, Houston. Ms.
Hello,
Sims?
everyone. My name is Allison Sims, graduating senior. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay. And are you in Houston right now, Miss Grayson, or are you in Alabama?
Nope, I'm in Alabama.
Okay, I'm making that clarification because Miss Sims is actually in St. Louis.
Oh,
And right, so of all things, that's one of the great things with our Zoom, no matter how we feel about it. And in this case, this medium of StreamYard is that it brings us all in one room at the same time, even though we're scattered across the nation. So the next question that I have for the panelists is, why did you choose theater as a major? And we can go in that same order. And I'll give you a moment to think about it. I told them before we started, but I'll give you a moment to think about it. While they're thinking about it, I'm going to share how we came to be with Samford, and Samford came over to Miles with Miss Fisk and her monologue today. We started a partnership, and the name of the partnership is MISA, MI for Miles, and SA for Samford, about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And this past fall, we also brought in the theater element. And so, as we were getting ready for our Spring Arts Festival, which we spoke about in the fall, we wanted ways to include students from Samford who could come over and share various talents, various humanities, if you will, with students of Miles, from Miles. And so, in this aspect, because of Samford opened the production of Little Women, the musical, last night. We had hoped to have more students from Samford, but we also had some situations at Miles where we were going to do a different setup, a different scene, if you will, from Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, but one of our actors had some um, family situations to deal with. And so we had to switch gears at the last minute, and that's one of the beauties of theater. It makes you do things at the last minute sometimes that you didn't plan to do. And so I was in contact with the students from Miles this morning, and I just spoke with Miss Fisk as we came into this situation to let her know how things are going to go. Start thinking in your mind how you're going to answer and things like that. And the questions in the panel that we are now a part of, it was sort of born out of yesterday. We had a panel with a graphic artist who spoke with artists the from the different schools. And at least I think it was a partner. It was part of the partnership, and the partnership brought that artist in who was from Best. And so I thought about it today when I was hit with the student that couldn't be here. I said, well, wait a minute, what can we do? What can we do? I said, oh, well, let's hear from the students. Let's hear from the students about your process, why you chose theater, and any other questions that would come up from your answers and from the discussion. So with that said, again, the question is, why did you choose theater as a major? I'm going to start with him.
I chose theater as a major because I took a theater class when I attended school in Georgia. And like just being on stage and like the activities we did was exciting to me. And I always looked up to like different actors and actresses. So that's what made me choose theater as a major.
Okay, Miss Fisk.
So I too took classes from a young age, and theater has just always been my passion. I feel like the reason why I chose theater as a major has kind of become more clear to me as I progress in my education here. And I'm actually a junior. I don't think I told you my presentation, so I've been here a while. And, like I've always had, always had a passion for acting, but I've kind of found my passion for playwriting as well. And that monologue, I actually wrote that. So,
Okay.
really kind of enjoyed coming into my own as both an actor and a playwright, and it just my education has kind of helped me realize that I see the world in a more artistic and creative way, and like I kind of came to realize it as I went through school.
Okay, All right, Miss Sims.
I don't know. Always been a big fan of the arts. My main reason for joining, being a part of theater, I guess, is the self-expression thing when it comes to me. In high school, I dibble and dabble here and there. I was a part of a mock trial team, so I guess it was like somewhat of exposure of acting a little bit. And so, yeah.
Okay. All right. Be careful, Miss Sims. You're getting out of the camera shot a little bit. You're cutting off your face.
Oh, okay.
You need to go to the other side. To the other side. Yeah. There you go. Right there. Okay. Okay. So the next question is coming from some of your answers just then. How do you feed your craft each day? And just explain that a little bit. What do you do each day that speaks to your craft, that encourages you a little more, that gives you some more experience or some more information? How do you feed your craft each day?
Well, all the notes that I've learned, even like the assignments and stuff, I just research stuff, and look up monologues and just try to look at different plays to like experience more and open up more.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I guess. Were you? Sorry, were you still talking?
No, go ahead. I was about to say Miss Fitz. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's okay. So I've been doing. I'm very often like writing plays, reading plays. I've been doing a lot of scoring of plays, especially over quarantine. Kind of try to figure out where the characters' words come from, and yeah, I think when it comes to every day, it's mainly been kind of in my studies. But if I'm to have any free time, I'm probably reading a play.
Okay. All right.
One or the other.
Yeah.
I am just, I guess, the dedication part. If it's something that you really want to do, it's something that you feel like this is something that you really care about doing and taking on as a career. So just a dedication part, doing the research, watching people that's like Miss Cynthia said, watching people that inspire you, and people that you look up to take on different lessons and feedback from. So that's where I get my lessons and teachings at too.
Okay. Okay. Next question is, what is the most difficult thing for you in theater? What is it? What element, or I don't know, situation or what have you, is the most difficult thing for you as you navigate through this craft and through this industry of theater?
The most difficult thing for me would be like on stage projection. So that's something that I'm working on as well.
And I'll help you with that.
Yes, ma'am. But that's it's just projection.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask probably each of you, after you say what you say, why is that difficult for you?
Well, I've always been known as like shy, and I'm trying to work on that. But I know theater is something that I really want to do.
Okay, all right. And so, as I think I've said this before, I don't know if I told it to you. You said I have been known as shy. Remember that when it's on stage, it's that character that is doing the loud stuff, that's being loud, that's being boisterous. So you can come back down to your quietness at any point after you come off that stage, but on that stage, you are portraying and you are someone else. Okay.
Yes.
So I want you to get that in your mind as we work into the summer. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Miss Fitz.
Oh, so are you talking about like on stage or in the industry itself?
In the industry itself, as you have, as you are navigating, as you are learning,
It's
what
kind of
have
like
you?
how do I?
Go ahead.
I would probably say how to kind of translate my. Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, there's just something distracting in the background. I don't know where
Oh,
it's coming from.
I hear
But
it.
go ahead.
I'm not sure either,
Okay.
but I just like probably like translating like my gifts and talents to a work setting, probably.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Like translating my gifts and talents to like a work setting, like okay, like what kind of jobs are out there, and like in what ways would I be good for them, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, Miss Sims.
For me, it would be a contrast between myself and the character. When I say that, meaning like I'll I get a monologue and the character be so deep, and I'm like, nah, I can't handle this type of this too much for even one person to even taking on as itself. And so you will be like, oh man, I can't. That's just too deep to even be trying to take on. But sometimes it's just the contrast between understanding like this is the character and this is yourself. And I guess it would be me for that off and on switch. Like I get so much into the character and then I bounce back and become Allison again because I'm like, nah, I'm really kind of feeling it now, and it kind of scared me, so I need to kind of push back. I need to like push back a little bit. So that'd be me.
Okay. Okay. And we've had that discussion about that. And I will say with that, well, no, let me ask this first. Let me ask this question. I'll come from this question. Who is your favorite performer to watch, your favorite actor to watch, and maybe pick a play or movie that you've seen them in? Who is your favorite person to watch? And I'm asking that because depending on what it is that you look for or that you see in that actor, they're doing what you're saying that you have a little hesitation about. They're digging deep. They're going into that character. They're showing part of themselves that you don't want anyone to see. But in order to reach that character and to have the audience, you believe, and then the audience believe, you have got to go deeper than you think you need to go. Because otherwise, you're just going half the way, and the audience is feeling like they got half of the work and nothing is fully accomplished. So that's why I want to know who is your favorite actor, and give me a movie or a play that they have worked that you've seen them in, and why is that person your favorite?
I'll say Viola Davis right now is my favorite. And
Okay.
my favorite movie was Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. And it's just
Okay.
I like how she can change from herself, where she can go to the character, just how she play her role in like
Okay.
all her movies.
Okay. All right.
So I'm gonna have to go with Zooey Deschanel in 500 Days of Summer and New Girl. I just really like her quirky acting style, and that's a lot of what I take my own acting style, like just the kind of nuances, like her face on screen. It's just amazing, and sometimes I try to emulate that, but it depends on the character.
Okay. Okay.
My favorite would be my top 5 actor would be Michael K. Williams. And I say Michael K. Williams, he has many movies he played in, and to me he's very underrated. Like he played on the series The Wire. Recently he was in The Lovecraft Country. I just love the way he embodies the character as the actor. And I feel like he can take on a role no matter what it is and do a great job at it. And to me, he's an outstanding actor all time. So Michael K. Williams is my favorite.
Okay, great. Okay, three great artists, actors that you just mentioned. So then the thought is, when you're looking at them and you see that the work that they're putting in, they didn't get there overnight. There were many overnights that it took them to get to be able to portray those characters, dig deeper into those characters, and have you, the audience, believe that they are who they say they are. So I'm saying that to say to each of you that as you continue on this journey in the theater industry, is that to know that you never want to stop growing. Each of the people that you mentioned, they started somewhere, whether it was in a high school classroom, a college classroom, a graduate classroom. They started somewhere, but they kept going and they kept looking and they kept learning and they kept reading to add to that craft that they wanted to do. And you can't just do it by, not watching someone. I say that to the students at Miles all the time. I ask the question, who are you watching? What are you watching? What are you watching on television? What are you streaming? Because I learn from sitting and watching movies and seeing what people are doing and how they're doing it. And no, I can't do it the exact way that they do it, but I can at least practice my own way to see how I can get there. And a lot of times you can't know exactly how they got there because we don't always know their process. But when you get the opportunity to read editorial on a show that they were in, when you get the opportunity to see how they get to that character, then that's all the more good for you, because then you're hopefully will give you an opportunity to think, oh, okay, that's how they got to that character. That's how they made it so believable. And all you have to do then is in your own little space, your own little room, bathroom, whatever. If you're living with others, then you just have to learn how to go within yourself to make those characters more believable, to feel it yourself. Because as performers, we have to feel something before the audience will feel something. And if you're running away from that, it's going to be difficult to make that audience believe you. So I say that to say, when you are going into a scene, you have got to learn how to let go and just go to it. It's not going to hurt you. It's only going to advance you more and make you more believable, give you more experience. And I think to release you from what was stopping you before, so that whatever it is that you feel that you don't want to feel, then that's a problem. But you've got to learn how to let go. And I have had to learn that same thing as a performer. So it's nothing that none of the people that you mentioned have to do, because it's just something that you have to do. That's what acting is. It's interpreting, it's portraying, it's imitating someone so that you can bring that character out to the best of your ability at that time, knowing that if it's a movie, someone's going to watch it over and over again. If it's a play, they're going to see it at least one time, and if it's good enough, they want to see it again. They're going to buy another ticket and come back. So I heard it said that when we do theater, I would say more so than movies, when we do theater, there are two people that are in the audience, two types of people that are in the audience. The one that is seeing theater for the first time, and the one that will never see another theater production. So you have to impress that one time, because that's all you got with some of those people in the audience, just at one time. So let's see. I heard you say, Miss Fisk, that you wrote the monologue that you did, and I want to ask you, and if Miss Sims, I know, well, both of you have helped with writing a film that we did at Miles last year. So I want to ask you, Miss Fisk, and each of you, what is the inspiration for the monologue? It Takes Two to Boogie. What was your inspiration for that?
It was just a funny, chaotic idea I had one day. Like, I don't know. It was just really funny, and I wrote it for a website website called Overnight Theater, where basically you have a whole day to write a monologue or a scene for an actor. So I wrote this. I had this idea like a long time before that week. For the website, you have to write it on a specific prompt, and mine was invisibility. That's why I put in all those elements of her being under the bed and being invisible, and then kind of tying it back to the conversation with her friend. It was just a crazy idea I had. I just want to have ideas that very few have done before.
Okay. Okay. And Ms. Sims and Ms. Hinton, you can speak on the film that we did, that we adapted from the play Rock Bottom, or any other selection that you've written. What was your inspiration? I'll lead off by saying on Rock Bottom, we came up with the idea in class, and then we wrote from there. But what fueled that inspiration once I gave you the topic and the things that the overall story? I'll say it like that.
Go ahead, Rashawn.
Oh, you go ahead.
Oh, come on. Okay, Miss Hinton, go ahead. No, you've been going first, Miss Hinton. We'll let Miss Allison go.
Okay.
Well, Rock Bottom, shout out to Hadia and Next Time and Joe. Rock Bottom is a group effort that we all came together to do, to talk about different issues that people were facing in their life, and especially mental illness and domestic problems that were going on. And it was just the inspiration was just telling daily people lives stories in one sitting, dealing in a counseling room. And so we're hearing each side of what another person was dealing with. So that's the inspiration. Yeah. Okay.
My inspiration was just everyday life, stuff I seen growing up, and even stuff I seen today just helped me create the lines to put in the production.
Okay, great. Okay, so that's all I had, and I want to say that hopefully with the MISA partnership, somewhere in the future we can have a collaborative production between Miles and Samford University, Miles College and Samford University. I want to thank each of you. Did you have anything else you wanted to add? Something that I didn't ask? What question do you wish would have been asked of you?
About the progress. What is my progress?
Okay, the process. I'm sorry. Thank you. I had that down and forgot to ask that. Thank you, Ms. Hinton. Okay, so you got it. You got that. Yeah. Okay, so what the question I addressed with them before was, what is your process to learning a monologue and memorization and things like that? Okay, Ms. Hinton.
How I learn a monologue, I just keep reading and keep going over it, and just like practice, go in a mirror or something and just practice becoming that character.
Okay.
So I memorize it first. I have a photographic memory, so I very often just memorize it first. And then once I know it, I can split it up into beats, like 3 if it's a 45-second, or maybe 4 or 5 if it's a 60-second. And then try to see how I can bring that into my delivery itself. And then once I feel I'm good on that, just like add some physicality to it. If it's virtual, that's a little harder, but like still adding physicality kind of helps with figuring it, like just telling them like what the character is and what their situation is.
Okay.
That's kind of it there.
Okay.
For me would be first reading over it to understand, getting my knowledge of the character and understand what I'm reading first. So I had to like really like sit down and like look at the words and understand like what I'm talking about and who I'm talking about. And then I'll go into a memorization mode where I'll break down my lines of each part of memorizing, and that's how my process goes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. Okay, any other questions that I did not ask? I have tuned over on my phone to Facebook Live to see if there are any questions or anything, but I have comments. Good questions, good answers. It's great to push the students to make a commitment to get into their characters through acting. Greetings all. That's from Miss Angie Brooks, who is at Samford. And there's someone loving on Miss Williams. Johnny Dubo. Okay, thank you, Johnny. Okay, now I'm seeing them there on there. Okay, so any other questions? As I said, Miss.
I do have
Okay.
I do have a comment to make, or just a statement. But theater to me is like a way of life of putting all the problems that you're facing on the outside world and bringing them to the stage and embodying their character.
Okay.
And theater is it's not an easy task to take upon because everybody can't act. But it's like it's levels to theater. And when I say levels to theater, you just not learning about acting, you learning about the way of a production. And that's what I find so much so amazing about theater, that I don't have to just stick to acting. I can do more than be an actor. I can be a director. I can be I can handle stage work. I can do lighting. I can do camera work. It's about embodying all parts together to bring the acting and the production to one beautiful piece. And that's all I got to say.
Okay. Okay. Good comment. But Shakespeare did say that all the world's all the people are actors, all the world's a stage. So
Yeah.
people are, they may not act to the height of say Denzel or Viola or Meryl Streep or other people, but they're doing what they do. And like music, someone will pay to see it. So
Yeah.
we won't throw everyone out the window, but we're just happy that in your finding with theater, I like your comments. As someone said, wonderful comments. And I encourage each of you to continue to move forward, continue to learn all you can, watch all you can, and learn how to not be afraid of yourself, not be afraid to show yourself, to present yourself through your characters, because it's the character that we want to see. You just happen to be the vessel that character comes through. Okay, so don't be afraid to show that, because we all bring some of ourselves to characters. It's something from our past, it's something from our family, it's something from life that we have experienced that we have to put just a little bit in there in order to be that better character. So don't be afraid of it. Just know that it's there to help you. It's there to make that journey a little bit smoother. And you can always pull from that. I think I heard Viola Davis say that we are thieves. We steal people's mannerisms. We steal their walks. We steal how they talk. We steal how they move from our observation. So that when we put it on stage or on a movie set, then people like it because they can relate to it. They've seen that in their family. They've seen that in their neighborhood. So don't be afraid of that, because that's what connects all of this together for us. And it connects all of us, so that we're not out here just trying to do things on our own, but we've got to have that ensemble where we have a group of people that we work with to help to make even a one-person show magnificent. Because you got one person out front, but backstage you probably may have 20 people working on that production. So just know that it's a collaborative effort. And with that word, I'm going to say that hopefully in the future, we can have, as I think I said it earlier, a collaborative production between Miles College and Samford Samford University, and that would go from school to school and everything. So thank you all for your talent. Thank you all for your experience, for your answers. And I wish the best for each of you in this industry of theater as we move forward. And any parting words from each of you? Anybody want to say anything to wrap it up?
Break a leg.
Just a thank you to Miles College for inviting us, and thank you to everyone for watching.
Hey.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for
All
everybody
right.
that's been watching.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Moody, for bringing us in and making us seen and heard. And thank you for everyone that tuned in on the other platforms. The rest of the day includes more MISA projects. There is a virtual concert review at 3 o'clock. It's on Facebook Live, and later this evening at 7 o'clock is Miles College SGA presents the Miles College Golden Bear Award. That's at 7 o'clock. And on Saturday, on tomorrow at 6 p.m., there is an encore production of We Are All in This Together. It's a Disney adaptation. We will get some clarification on that because we needed to know about needed to find out if it is tonight or tomorrow, but we will get some clarification and have that in emails and post it where everyone can see it. But again, thank you to Miss Fisk from Samford University, as well as Miss Byland, who is in a class. She couldn't be here, but I told her I would get her a copy of this. Thank you to Miss Hinton and Miss Sims, to our chair of the theater program in the humanities division, Ms. McKell Jones, to our president, Dr. Bobby Knight, and to our provost, Dr. Geraldine A.G. Thank you all for attending and for your inspiration, for your energy. Have a great day, everyone, and see you at the other activities. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes.